Hi everyone, good morning. Today is 19th of February and I welcome you all to the Hindu newspaper analysis discussion. So guys, in this particular session, we are going to discuss all the relevant articles from the Hindu newspaper. Along with that, we are also going to discuss the articles that are important for we are also going to see the articles which are relevant from the other sources as well. This session we divide in three parts. Articles relevant for mains are discussed, articles relevant for prelims are discussed, and then the one mapping entry is also seen for the examination. Along with that, we also take a quotation which can be relevant for our mains answer writing or for our essays. And also to ensure effective revision, we complement the session with the current affair based MCQ question. So guys, now let's get started with the session. First of all, guys, when we talk about the MCQ questions, so the MCQ that we are going to take up for the today is with respect to consider the following statement with respect to diphtheria. It is a fungal infection that affects primarily nose and throat. It can spread through respiratory droplets. Vaccination is available only to 14 plus age group. So pause the video for a moment and attempt this particular question. It is from the previous current affairs that we have discussed. Then consider the following statement with respect to coal as a resource and its uses. Fine. Coal is a metamorphic deposit. Coal gasification produces syngas and ash. So choose the correct option. Pause the video. Then Jainism's teaching revolved around the principle of fine truthfulness, non-stealing, non-violence, celibacy. So pause the video and choose the right option. Then moving on, the previous questions that we have taken, let's take the answers for them. What is Hari Hoba often seen in the news? So what is Hari Hoba? Okay, so Hari Hoba, it is the annual festival celebrated by Lambani community in Karnataka. Fine, Lambani community in Karnataka. Okay, so what it is, basically there will be the vibrant display of arts, music, dance, cultural activities that will be happening. Then further moving on, after that there is consider the following countries which are the member of the ASEAN. So guys, here you can just outrightly rule that, okay, for example, let's say Japan is not the member of ASEAN. So if we eliminate the four, option D, option C, option B gets eliminated, and the option A is the right answer. 1, 2, 3 and 6. 1, 2, 3 and 6. China and Japan are not there. Fine. Then consider the following statement about Kaji Lemu. So we have discussed. So what is the right statement? It has been declared as a state fruit by the Haryana. Fine. No, it is not right. It has been declared as state fruit by Assam. It has been assigned a geographical indication under the Patents Act. No, under Patent Act it is not given. It is given under the GI Act 1999. Sri Lanka is the largest producer of Lemi food. No, it is the Lemi Kaji Lemi is endemic to India. Okay, so what is the right statement? Right statement is no one. So what it will be the correct option? D, none. So this is, guys, all about the answers for the questions that we have taken. Now moving on, and let's take the articles one by one in the detail. Okay, so first we are going to start with the quotation. So guys, every class will start with a quotation so that we can use it in our mains answer writing. So today we'll take the quotation from Malala Yousafzai. Malala Yousafzai says that you must not treat others with cruelty and that much harshly. You must fight others even if there's a difference of opinion. If you want to fight an ideology, you should fight through peace. You should fight through peace, through dialogue, and through education. So three weapons in the fight should be peace, dialogue, and education, rather than the guns and missiles and all such kind of thing. We can use this particular idea for GS paper number 4 ethics. GS paper number 4 ethics, we can utilize it. Now, the first article for today. So guys, this particular article, Recalibrating Merit in the Age of Artificial Intelligence. Now we are going to see this with respect to GS paper number 2, developmental issue, as well as GS paper number 3, AI and its AI and the effects of AI. We are going to take it up. Now first of all, guys, this is a very good and a different kind of an article, and I'm happy that such kind of article now Hindu is giving, because usually their articles have followed up one specific kind of a theme, but today we have a different kind of an article. Okay, so basically this article is debating the idea of meritocracy. Now first of all, guys, what is meritocracy? Meritocracy means that every person on the basis of their abilities and capabilities should rise. fine, their economic development, their promotion, their academic development, any development should be only on the basis of the meritocracy. So meritocracy is that rather than the social background, fine, one's abilities should be given more importance. But now this idea will look very acceptable and plausible to you, but many of the thinkers, they have questioned the meritocracy, and in that we have the thinkers such as Michael Young. Fine, we have the thinkers such as Michael Young, Michael Sandel, Adrian Woolridge. Fine. So they have given their viewpoints against the meritocracy. Let's discuss their viewpoint. First of all, Michael Young. Michael Young holds a dystopian vision. Now, dystopian vision is any future vision where there is a lot of basically, often guys, we see that tomorrow machines will take over the humans. Okay, and there will be chaos. There will be social disturbance all around. Thus, this kind of a scenario is called as a dystopian scenario. Now, Michael Young says this thing, that what will happen if we will give importance to meritocracy? Tomorrow, a new generation, a future generation will become, which will be the future new generation will emerge where intelligence will be focused. Okay, and what will happen? Basically, this intelligent class will become a new elite class. Intelligent class will become a new elite class. So, as in the past, there were the Brahmins, which were considered as the most elite. So, a new intelligence class will become an elite class. And what will happen? It will determine the social status then, social class then. And a society will be divided. Stratification will happen. Now, Michael Sandel, even he has written a book on the tyranny of meritocracy. Michael Sandel says that meritocracy, it fosters entitlement among the successful people. The ones who are chosen on the basis of merit, they become entitled, they behave that they are superior than the others, and what happens? They feel entitled, and the others, they feel resentful. And because of that, what happens? Society gets divided. Social cohesion does not happen because superiority will be there in these people who feel entitled because of merit, and the lower ones, they will feel deprived. So social cohesion will never be coming. Then after that, there are certain other critical theorists also. They suggest that meritocracy masks deeper inequality and reinforces social hierarchies under the guise of fairness. Fine. So basically, and again, dividing society on the merit is not equality. It is again creating an inequality in unequal society. Again, the hierarchies are still being created. Moreover, the most important criticism has been given the post-structuralist thinkers. They say, first of all, who defines merit? Now, suppose I say, now merit, fine, who is meritorious, who is not meritorious? Some parameter needs to be there. Now, who will decide this particular parameter? Very arbitrarily, you have decided that, okay, if I can mug up a textbook and let's say I can score the 90%, fine, I am meritorious. Fine. Who have defined this particular thing? Another person who you said that is not meritorious, fine, might be having still creativity, but might be in some other field. So who defines the merit? Fine. This is always a subjective and might be the biased thing. Okay. Now, what is happening? Woolridge have also questioned the meritocracy and says that the meritocracy can also become hereditary in nature. Okay. Meritocracy can also become hereditary in nature. In this particular capacity, what has happened? Now let's understand the Woolridge's proposal in just a different way also. So basically, what Woolridge says this particular thing, that actually what happens, suppose there was a meritocratic class. Now this particular class got all the success, all the benefits, became very much accomplished. What will happen? They will provide a distinct social capital, they will provide a distinct social advantage to their next generation. And what will happen? Because of this particular special advantage that it has got, it will also rise rapidly and will land up into the meritocracy. So basically what will happen? Meritocratic class will promote a social capital in their generation, and because of that, this meritocracy will become hereditary. Now guys, often you might have seen that there are the generations in which there was one IAS officer, and then generation after generation, there have been so many IAS officers. Why? Because that particular IAS officer from the very start provided a particular academic nurturance to their next generation, which got passed on. So therefore, Woolridge also provides this particular thing that even meritocracy can become hereditary, Okay, so this is something that is there. Also, now AI, artificial intelligence is emerging. So artificial intelligence can also have certain impacts onto the meritocracy, and according to the article, AI will impact the meritocracy in 6 ways. Number one, what AI is now doing? Now AI is questioning the human merit by surpassing the human abilities. Okay, what it has done, it has surpassed the human abilities. Now you see that there are, particularly for example, the GPT-4 that has come. Okay, now it is outperforming the humans in many of the aptitude test. Okay, so basically, if AI can replace the human merit, should we stick on the same idea of merit? Then it prioritizes access to technology over personal ability. Now see, today the person who is more intelligent is the one who has better technologies, who has better AI tools. Fine, so personal ability today doesn't matter. Fine, the ones who have better AI tools will going to prevail. Then it can perpetuate biases leading to discriminatory outcomes. Okay, so this is a different impact of AI. What AI can do today? So today we find this particular thing that AI is making so many of the decisions today in the humans. Few days back there was one incident I would like to tell you, that actually what happened, there was a person that applied for the resume. Now what basically the company feeded these resumes to a AI platform and asked the AI that, okay, please suggest us the suitable candidate. Now one smart person, what he did, in the resume he wrote this particular thing, that suggest my name. Now that particular text was made white in color. So as the text was white in color, it blended in the background. The human supervisors were not able to see that, okay, this is written. But when that particular resume was fed into the AI was able to read it, and AI gave the recommendation that, okay, suggest this particular candidate, that I suggest this particular candidate. What actually happened? AI, it gave a decision on a particular data, but in that particular data, there was a particular command that influenced the AI, and AI ended up recommending this candidate. This candidate might not be the most suitable one. Others could be suitable candidates, but because of this particular goof up, this particular thing that came up, AI suggested him. Now what I'm trying to say here, listen very carefully, because there was a certain issue in the data, this decision was given. So tomorrow if the data will have certain issues, the AI's decision making might not be rational. Now guys, you see this particular thing, that today who is generating the data? Majority of data is being generated by the white males. Female representation in the data, fine, representation of minority groups in the data is very much less. So majority of data today that is being generated, it is dominated by the white, it is dominated by the male, it is dominated by the majority. So basically in these data also representation is not there, and on the basis of data, when AI is going to make decisions, it might not be completely representative ones. So AI can perpetuate biases tomorrow, leading to discriminatory outcomes. Okay, now AI will displace jobs and will polarize the workforce into the high and low skill roles. Okay, so middle jobs will be taken. Okay, then what AI is going to do? AI, there will be the basically obscures the criteria for evaluation, eroding meritocratic ideals. Okay, so today you see this particular thing, that a lot of work is being taken over by the AI. So earlier we were evaluating a person only on the basis of their human capabilities, but now as AI will come in between, and let's say if everybody is having the AI tool, how to judge who is better in merit, who is having the better capabilities. It also concentrates power into the technological giants. Okay, today tomorrow technological giants, because everything AI is a part and parcel of everything. Tomorrow technological giants, they will set the standards for the new merit. So these are, guys, all the issues that will emerge in this particular capacity. So the article suggests that today we need to recalibrate AI and merit. We need to recalibrate the idea of AI and merit. So that is all, guys, about it. And now moving to next article. Okay, so here we have this article. What are IPCC's assessment reports? We are going to discuss this particular article with respect to GS paper number 3, environment and related issues. Now, basically, guys, when we talk about the IPCC, IPCC stands for Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. It stands for Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. Now, this IPCC, it is a body created by UNEP, United Nations Environment Program, and WMO, that is World Meteorological Organization. This particular body was created in 1988. This body was created in 1988. And this particular body, what it does, it releases the assessment reports from time to time. Assessment report. Now, these assessment reports give the information with respect to the climate change. Okay, what will be the impact of climate change on the humans, how mitigation can be done, and all this particular information is actually given by the IPCC, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change's assessment report. Now guys, up till now, 6 assessment reports have been released. Up till now, 6 assessment reports have been released. The latest assessment report that was released, it was released in 21-22. And now what will be happen? The 7th assessment report will be released now. 7th assessment report will be now released. Okay. Now guys, when we talk about these particular reports, now one thing you need to understand guys, that IPCC does not conduct its own research. Around the world countries, find the scientists, researchers, they send their reports to the IPCC. IPCC simply compiles them. So the reports, they are developed by the scientists from 195 countries. Okay. Now understand this particular thing. These reports are sent because if you already remember what actually happened, 1992, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, it was agreed. Now, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change aims to reverse the climate change that is happening. Now, when we talking about taking actions on the climate change, we need to have the data with respect to the impact of climate change also. So basically guys, what actually happens, basically these particular reports that IPCC is preparing, it is used as a benchmark, it is used as a basis to understand that what type of climate action should be taken up. In 2015, Paris Agreement was decided. Even that particular Paris Agreement got agreed on the basis of, the IPCC's assessment report. Fine, it was finalized on the basis of the IPCC's 5th assessment report. Is it clear or not? So basically they play a very important role in climate negotiation, in climate diplomacy. They play a very important role. So I've told you that the latest report that has been published, it was published in 21-22, that is a 6th assessment report. Now this 6th assessment report, some basic summary I will give you. 6th assessment report emphasized that immediately we need to take the steps to reduce the global warming. Okay, now it has been provided. First of all, in Paris we decided that we will try that global temperature should not rise beyond 2 degrees Celsius, and if possible temperature should not rise beyond 1.5 degrees Celsius. This is the agreement that is to be taken. Fine, 2 degrees Celsius or and if possible 1.5 degrees Celsius. Now 6th assessment report said that immediately you need to reduce the carbon emission if you aim to achieve this 1.5 degree goal. Okay, and this is also priority. If you want to avoid the catastrophic impact of climate change, 1.5 degree goal has to be achieved. But also one more thing, this report said, it is not given in this article, that actually if we will adopt the business as usual approach, what is happening, if that will continue between 2030 to 2040, we will cross this particular limit. Okay, now the 6th assessment report also offered the strategies for slowing down the warming, building resilience, adapting to climate change. Okay, now guys, what has happened? So basically the countries now they have initiated the assessment report 7. So basically recently what happened, the IPCC's bureau was convened in Turkey, and it was decided that now we will be coming out with the assessment report 7. Now why this assessment report 7 will be needed? Now understand very carefully. So basically guys, if you are following the analysis regularly, we have discussed the global stock take many number of times earlier. So basically in 2015, when Paris Agreement was decided, it was provided that in 2023, global stock take will be done. And after 23, every 5 years, the global stock take will happen. Means that 2028, the next global stock take will happen. What is global stock take? Global stock take is a kind of an assessment exercise. For example, you are preparing for UPSC. What you do, you take targets. Then fine, you take targets. You are working according to the target. But actually, after some days, you assess that, okay, what is my progress report? I have taken target, but whether I am in the right direction, will I be able to reach the target or not? So basically, since Paris, every country is doing something to prevent the climate change. So in global stock take, we see that how far the efforts have been taken. Will these efforts are going to be helpful in carrying capacity or not? So it is an assessment exercise to see that what change has come. Are we on the right track or not? So 2023 first global stock take happened, and the next global stock take will happen by 2028. And before that, assessment report 7 should be there, because before that assessment report 7 should be there, because it will give us information that whether we are on the right track or not, okay. So before assessment 2028 GST, before 2028 GST, assessment report should be prepared. Fine. Now guys, when we talk about the this particular cycle, IPCC Bureau will come out with the full assessment report, synthesis report, which is a kind of a summary, methodology reports, all will come. And now guys, what will happen in the 61st IPCC session, which will be held, the methodology, budgeting, everything will be decided. Okay, so this is guys all about it. I hope that you have understood it, and this basic information is also very much important, because if this filler is not there, then this article might look a little bit difficult. So that is all about it. And now moving to the next article. A ruling that gives primary school teaching a new slate. Now this particular article we are going to see with respect to GS paper number 2, issues related to higher education. GS paper number 2, issues related to the higher education. Okay, now let's get started with this particular article. So basically, what happened recently? Supreme Court of India, it has given a judgment, and in this judgment it has said that B.Ed, that is Bachelor of Education, this degree, it is not a suitable degree for the primary school teaching. It has said that basically in the past, Rajasthan High Court has said that diploma in education, D.Ed, diploma in elementary education, DLD, fine, Bachelor of Elementary Education, BLD. Okay, these are the more appropriate degrees for the primary school teaching. Basically, it was provided that B.Ed, this degree is more appropriate for teaching the middle school children. Okay, middle school children. So therefore, this particular degree should not be used. It is not an appropriate degree. Rajasthan High Court said that in the past. Supreme Court has said that Rajasthan High Court was right. So this diploma in education, diploma in elementary education, Bachelor of Elementary Education, these are the appropriate degree, more appropriate degree for the teaching primary school children. Now so basically in this particular dimension, this particular article has been written. Now understand this particular thing. It has been recognized by the court also. That you see this particular thing, guys, that when we talk about primary school students, very much importance is to be given for their foundational literacy and numeracy. Okay, now guys, every year annual status of education report is released by the Pratham NGO, and in the recent annual status of education report, Pratham NGO said this thing, that actually this year the focus was on 14 to 18. Okay, they provide this particular thing that majority of the children, even in the class 5, are not able to read the text of class 2. Fine, foundational literacy is missing, foundational numeracy is missing, and a partial role is of teachers. Teachers are not able to build this foundational literacy and numeracy. Okay, now this is actually very important. And the B.Ed degrees, they more focus on the subjects, the teaching subjects of middle and high school students. So therefore, this is the reason that the teachers are not able to prepare the children in foundational literacy and numeracy. So therefore, a change is needed, and B.Ed degree is being replaced by the other degree. That is good thing, should happen. Now guys, if we talk about the current scenario, 90% of the teachers, they have a professional qualification for teaching, but only 46% primary school teacher, they have the DELD qualification, that is diploma in elementary education. Only 46% teachers have that. Okay, many primary school teachers are still having the B.Ed degrees, which is actually not suitable. Okay, also guys, it is needed that we need to train the teachers, we need to give the diploma in elementary education. But understand this thing, that actually government funded institutions, they are better in training the teachers. Okay, government should now not go on to the self finance institutions that okay, you train the teacher. Government institutions are better, government institutions are better. Okay, and there is a need that government support these particular kind of programs. Okay, now Delhi University is offering the Bachelor of Education in Elementary Education. Okay, and it has been a successful program. Also recently integrated teacher education program was launched, which is also a very good program. So these kind of programs should be given more support so that the teachers can learn the specific diplomas or can acquire the specific degrees for primary school teaching. But apart from that, article says that there is also the need of innovative pathways. Innovative pathways. What is this innovative pathway? Now you see this thing. Suppose there is a teacher who has the Bachelor of Education degree. Okay. Now this particular teacher, let's say, want to do the primary school teaching. So rather than going and taking entirely a new diploma or taking an entirely a new degree, there should be a kind of a bridge course kind of a thing. Some innovative pathway should also be there so that they can do some kind of a training, gap filling training, and they can go to the primary school teaching. So basically, rather than re-enrolling for entire program, some innovative pathway should be there, and many developed countries do that. So we also need to discuss. Now this particular budget, actually what happened, the government has continued the Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission on Teachers and Teaching to strengthen the teacher education. Such programs are good and will play an important role, and focus should be given, budgeting should be given, and more innovative programs should be brought. So this is guys all about this particular article. Now moving to the next article. So this particular article is specifically for the prelims examination, Munich Security Conference. Munich Security Conference. So basically what has happened recently, the world leaders have gathered for the 60th Munich Security Conference. Now what is this Munich Security Conference? So basically Munich Security Conference, it is a kind of an annual meeting. It is an annual meeting which is held in the city of Munich, that is Germany. First Munich Security Conference, it was held in 1963, and since then every year it is being held. Fine, and recently it was the 60th session. Now in this Munich Security Conference, what happens? Security experts, politicians, military leaders, industry representatives, they come together and they discuss the security issues. And also what they do, they comes out with a annual report on the key security challenges. Now if you see guys, right now what is the biggest security challenge that the world is facing? There is the Ukraine war that is going on. First Ukraine war is going on, then even in the Gaza also there is basically the Gaza-Israel war also going on. But Ukraine issue is a bigger issue. Why? Because in Ukraine Russia is involved. Fine, Russia is involved, which is a major power. So basically this continued war in Ukraine, what it is doing, it is threatening the NATO. Okay, because NATO has not been able to give the assured protection to Ukraine. Okay, so this is something that is there, fine, which has been discussed. Beyond that, nothing more is there. Okay, now when we talk about NATO, what NATO is, NATO stands for North Atlantic Treaty Organization. It is a security alliance between the 31 North American and European countries. If attack happens on any one of the country, they assume that attack has happened on all and will come together. So basically this particular treaty aims to protect peace and guarantee the security of all the member states. Is it clear or not? Fine. So attack article 5 of the NATO says that attack on one will require the collective defense. NATO's headquarters, where they are located? They are located in Belgium, Brussels. Okay. So this is about the NATO. Fine. Russia is not a member of NATO. India is not a member of NATO. Fine. China is not a member of NATO. Okay. Ukraine also is not a member of NATO right now, but Russia believed that it might join the NATO, and this is the reason that insecurities of Russia also flows. So this is all, and now we'll be moving to the next article. International Single Species Action. So basically guys, what has happened recently, the Conference of Party is the highest decision making body. Conference of Party on the Convention on Conservation of Migratory Species was held. Migratory species of wild animals were held. This was the 14th Conference of Party, 14th meeting, so therefore it is being called as a COP14. So COP14 of Convention on Conservation of Migratory Species was held. And what it has done, it has adopted the Single Species Action Plan. Single Species Action Plan means that any one single species will be focused and will be protected. Which is this single species? This single species is hawksbill turtle. This is the hawksbill turtle. Okay. Now, this hawksbill turtle, so to protect the hawksbill turtle, what has happened? The basically dedicated plan is taken. Now, there is agreement on the conservation of African Eurasian migratory water birds. There is the agreement on conservation of African Eurasian migratory water birds. Under this particular agreement, actually, so there is a COP. Under COP, there is this particular agreement on the conservation of African Eurasian migratory birds. There, this hawksbill turtle will be protected. Now, when we talk about the agreement on the conservation of African Eurasian migratory water birds, what it is an intergovernmental treaty or intergovernmental agreement which is dedicated for the protection and conservation of the migratory water birds. Now, migratory birds means that they migrate, they take long routes, and water birds are the ones who largely dwell on wetlands. They dwell on wetlands. Okay, so basically, under the agreement on the conservation of African Eurasian migratory water birds, fine, the hawksbill turtle will be protected. Now, it is an intergovernmental body dedicated to the conservation of migratory water birds, their habitats across Africa, Europe, Middle East, Central Asia, Greenland, Canada. Fine. And this agreement's secretariat, this particular agreement's secretariat, where it is based in Bonn. Bonn is in Bonn, Germany. Okay. Now, this particular AEWA, it covers 255 species of migratory water birds. One thing. Now, basically, guys, if you see, the agreement has been decided on which species. The agreement is decided on the hawksbill turtle. Fine. So, if you see here, hawksbill turtle is there. Fine. Just a minute. So, agreement is on the hawksbill turtle. Fine. And it is under the agreement of the conservation of African Eurasian migratory water birds. Fine. Now, turtle is not a bird. Okay. So, this is something that is unique and you need to know this particular thing. You need to keep it in your mind. Now, when we talk about the hawksbill turtle, what is the status of this particular hawksbill turtle? Status of hawksbill turtle according to IUCN is critically endangered. It is critically endangered. Hawksbill turtle is critically endangered. Is it clear or not? Fine. And when we talk about one more thing, guys, that understand this particular thing, that this particular turtle, where it is found, it is largely found into the Pacific Ocean. It is found in the Indian Ocean, Pacific Ocean, as well as in the Atlantic Ocean, So this is the distribution of this particular turtle. So that is all, guys, about it. And now we'll move to the next one. India stack. So what has happened recently? India and Colombia, they have signed a memorandum of understanding on the cooperation on Digital India Stack. Now, guys, first of all, what is Digital India Stack? Digital India Stack is the collection of APIs, application programming interface platforms, which India has used in its Digital India initiative and which can provide the solution to a lot of problems. For example, guys, you see this particular thing. I don't know whether you know it or not, but the digital money transfer is the most efficient in India. Even Bill Gates recently appreciated the digital money transfer in India. Why it became possible? It became possible because of the UPI, Unified Payment Interface, which was launched by the NPCI. Okay. Then, guys, if we talk about the Aadhaar verification, it is again a very efficient way of identity verification. Okay, for storing the data online, we have the DigiLocker and many such kind of initiatives. All these platforms are the part of the India stack. Now guys, though it is India's stack, but India has in the past says that we are ready to help the other developing countries to develop their digital solutions, So what has happened? India and Colombia, they have signed a memorandum of understanding in the field of sharing successful digital solution. Okay, so basically India is going to help the Colombia. So what is India Stack? It is a set of application programming interface that allows government, businesses, startups, and developers to utilize digital infrastructure. What India Stack consists? This India Stack consists the identity platforms, payment platforms, and data platforms. Identity platform, Aadhaar verification is there. Payment platform, UPI is there. Data platform, there is e-locker, etc. that is there. Some of the examples are Aadhaar verification, Aadhaar proof, Aadhaar e-KYC, e-sign, digital locker, Uni-payment, UPI, Unified Payment Interface. So that we are going to exchange with the Colombia also. This is guys all about this particular article. Now moving to the next article or the mapping for today. So guys, today what we are going to take for the mapping? We are going to cover for mapping Baltic Sea. So if you see here, Stone Age wall found at the bottom of the Baltic Sea, which may be the Europe's oldest mega structure. So a wall has been found below the Baltic Sea, which can be an ancient times wall. Find the oldest Europe's man-made structure. Now, so therefore we are going to see the Baltic Sea. Now guys, we can see that here the Baltic Sea is situated. Okay. Now when we talk about the neighbors of the Baltic Sea, when we talk about the countries around the Baltic Sea, it's fine. So first of all guys, north to south arrangement of water bodies we are going to see. Okay, so here we have fine. Okay, so here we have the Bay of Bothnia. Then we have the Bothnia, sorry, Bay of Bothnia. Here we have the Gulf of Bothnia. Fine. So north, Bay of Bothnia. Then the south, there is the Gulf of Bothnia. Then further south, there is the Gulf of Finland. Then there is this Gulf of Riga. Are you getting it or not? Fine. Then we have this Baltic Sea. Okay, I need to. Fine. So basically, guys, what you can see, there is this Gulf of Bothnia. You can just download these particular notes and you can see them more clearly. There is this Gulf of Bothnia. Sorry. My apologies. There is a Bay of Bothnia. Sorry. My apologies. There is this Bay of Bothnia. Then there is this Gulf of Bothnia. Then there is the Gulf of Finland. Then there is Gulf of Riga. Then there is this Baltic Sea. And when we talk about the countries around the Baltic Sea, what countries we have? We have here Sweden. Here we have Finland. Here we have the Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. Now these three, that is the Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania, they are in the immediate vicinity of the Baltic Sea. Fine, immediate vicinity of the Baltic Sea, and on this side there is a Sweden. Then guys, further in the south of the Baltic Sea, we have here Poland and here we have Germany. Here we have the Poland and here we have Germany. Is it clear or not? Fine. Now, when we talk about guys this particular incident, so what actually happened? The stone wall was this accidentally discovered beneath the Baltic Sea. Fine. And it is believed to be the oldest mega structure. Now these many individual stones etc., they are not very much important. Fine. Now it is being proposed that this wall was constructed 10,000 years ago by the hunter gatherers. Now when we talk about the Baltic, it is enclosed by Denmark, Estonia, Finland, Germany, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland. Fine. So all this particular you can see here. Fine. There are the shallow fjords. Okay. Now, when we talk about the Baltic states, which are the countries which are constituted in the Baltic states? So Baltic states are Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. Okay. And Baltic Sea borders these particular country towards the west. Fine. Little bit if we go back. So basically guys, here you can see that Russia is also there. Fine. Here you can see that the Russia is also there. Fine. So guys, that is all guys about it. Please download this particular PDF and use this particular information. So that is all about the session for today. With this, we come to an end to the today's session. I hope guys that you have liked it. In next video, we are going to meet up and we are going to discuss the sessions. And guys, please do let us in the comment box that whether you are liking it or what more you need in these particular sessions. Please let us know. So that is all guys. If you have liked, please hit the like button. Please do subscribe to the channel and please do share it with the other fellow aspirants who might find it helpful. So that is all. Thank you so much.